Our next guest will play a pivotal role in the upcoming debate over Justice Kennedy's seat on the court, both as a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and, well, he just happens to be on the short list himself. Senator Mike Lee, Republican from Utah, joins us tonight. Great to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Your reaction to this news, because you and I have been trying to figure this out. We talked about it last night, whether or not it was coming. What do you think?
Look, he's been on the Supreme Court for 30 years. He saw an off-ramp, he saw an opportunity, and he took it. He's given a lot of good service to this country. He's been a stalwart defender in many instances of federalism, of separation of powers, of freedom of religion. And I think this was a big decision, certainly a decision that portends a lot of interesting activity in the Senate.
Yeah, so let's talk about that activity in the Senate. Senator Dianne Feinstein, of course, the top Democrat on Judiciary, says this: there should be no consideration of a Supreme Court nominee until the American people have a chance to weigh in. Leader McConnell set that standard in 2016 when he denied Judge Garland a hearing for nearly a year, and the Senate should follow what she's calling the McConnell standard.
Yeah, two very important distinctions there. Number one, that was a presidential election year. This isn't. Number two, we have the majority. They don't. That's the biggest single distinction. That's the one that matters. So they can wish that all they want, but they know that we're going to confirm whoever President Trump happens to nominate.
Okay, speaking of that, there is a list of 25. Your name happens to be on the list. This is what a couple of folks had to say today. One of your buddies in the Senate, first Senator Ted Cruz.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Mike Lee would be faithful to the Constitution and Bill of Rights, that he's not going to evolve and turn into a David Souter. He is going to honor his commitment.
Then we have a tweet from your radio buddy Glenn Beck, who says this: let me be the first to say justice at Senator Mike Lee. Hashtag SCOTUS. How does it feel to be on the list?
Well, look, I'm honored to even be considered for that. This, of course, is the president's choice. This is going to be a decision that's up to him and not up to me. I'm honored to be considered.
Would you say yes?
I certainly would not say no if I offered that job.
Now, your brother's on the list, too.
He is. My brother is brilliant. He's a member of the Utah Supreme Court. He's served in that position for the last 7 years. He's a textualist, originalist, and a brilliant scholar.
Okay, so about both of you, because you're on the list, the Civil and Human Rights Group Coalition said this today. These shortlisters have well-established records of bias against women, the LGBTQ community, people of color, immigrants, environmental protection, and access to health care. And some of your colleagues in the Senate saying you are absolutely, everybody on this list is a non-starter and they will not proceed with a vote.
Well, that's interesting. First of all, that's news to me, the way they described us. It's news to me that they could even know that about each of the individuals on this list. It also reflects a certain bias against this president, that they're not willing to confirm anyone he might nominate. Again, they don't have the majority. We do. We are going to confirm President Trump's nominee.
So what do you make of these statements? I think of Senator Kamala Harris, obviously a Democrat, somebody we think will be in the running or potentially is interested in the running in 2020. She said flat out today, we will not allow these people to proceed. Is there any procedural or technical way in which Democrats could stop a vote? No,
and in fact, they sowed the seeds for the destruction of the process by which they might have otherwise been able to do that. Remember when they exercised the nuclear option in November of 2013, and they set in motion this sequence of events that would result in a mere 51 votes being required for cloture on a confirmation process. So this is absurd. That's not going to happen. Much as they might wish it to be otherwise, we are going to confirm President Trump's nominee.
What did you hear from your Democratic colleagues today?
They weren't pleased. They were not excited. Just as there were many on the Republican side who looked forward to whatever is going to come in the next few months, I think there was a lot of displeasure on the other side. There were a lot of words uttered that I think we probably wouldn't want to utter on Fox News.
Unless we want to pay some serious fines, and we do not. Okay, so let's talk about this timeline, because it looks like Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is saying you're aiming for something in September, or by fall he is saying that this individual, whomever he or she may end up being, will be confirmed.
Yes, I think that's right. And look, the Supreme Court, as you know, starts in October. I think we need to get this nominee confirmed by October. So I would like to see that happen by the end of September, so that whoever this person is can be ready to go on the Supreme Court by this time the Supreme Court starts its new term this fall.
Okay, well, there are two chances it could be a Justice Lee. So either way, we hope you'll stay in touch with us, and we'll talk with you throughout the summer as this plays out.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Senator.